Hey, what's up guys? Rob Arnold, back again with another guitar review. Today we're looking at the LTD Frank Bello Signature Series bass. And man, is this thing sweet. Looks, feels, and sounds great. And just the look of it, that's what attracted me to it. I think I've owned this bass now for at least 3 or 4 years, and I've used it on every track that I've worked on of my own throughout all that time because it's just killer. And Frank has really put something nice together for us here. For those of you that don't know, Frank Bello is the famous bass player from the world famous thrash metal band Anthrax. They've been around for decades. And well, I was never a super huge Anthrax fan. I had the Persistence of Time record growing up, which I absolutely loved, but for some reason I just never branched off into their other records. However, Mark and Jim from my band Chimera, they loved Anthrax, and so Anthrax has definitely had an influence on Chimera's music. Speaking of music and sound, if you guys like that song I put together for the little demo at the beginning of this video, please take a second to give it a thumbs up, as it really helps the channel and helps other people find the video as well. But let me tell you about the chain that I use to create that sound. And I really don't have like a set signal chain that I go for bass guitar for my productions, as I think bass is a little more of a specialized thing, not only with the gear and what you're using, but certainly performance. A lot of the time you'd be playing a song in the rehearsal spots and you're playing it a certain way, and it comes time to record it and you realize that the certain notes or runs or chords that you're playing just don't really sound as great in the mix once it's under a microscope and once it's in the recording. So you'll have to alter some things. And so it's the same with the gear. Like, for instance, with guitar, if you've got a 5150, amp set up, it's and you're recording metal, it sounds great on everything. You just plug it in, put a 57 on it, and it's gonna jam no matter what you're doing. But bass is like more specialized. I feel you have to like kind of develop the tone for the sound of the album or for the mix. And like I was talking about with those notes, sometimes, I don't know, if you're playing, this is in drop C right now, if you're playing this C, it may sound better to play it here, which is the same. Still a C, just played in different registers of the neck there. And just this one maybe warmer and fuller up here, where this is a little tighter, woodier sounding. And sometimes that may sound good. Or, maybe you were matching the guitars and trill picking, but then once you're making the recording, you realize doing half notes sounds better. Or sometimes just holding out a note underneath something sounds better. It has a greater effect. So at any rate, you just got to dial it in for the production and kind of tweak it as you're going. So for this one though, I went straight into my Universal Audio Apollo interface, and then I brought up the UAD, what's that called? SVT VR Classic. And that's not really like a plugin I recommend or anything. It's just like, I kind of just searched through for bass stuff, and I'm like, oh, okay, I'll try this one. Brought that up, and I just kind of dialed it in just to get some additional gain. It doesn't really give a great tone or anything, at least in my opinion. It's just kind of an amp. It's amplifying, so it gave me more sound. From there, I went to a plugin that I do use, and every single time I'm recording bass, the Sans Amp PSA-1, which just comes stock with Pro Tools. And it may even be a free thing you can just download for any DAW, but I use that plugin for bass guitars on every production that I've done since I've been in the game. And I use the SVT preset on that as well. It just sounds clean. It's got a nice clack to it, but it's also warm. It's got great control. You want a little more, buzz or rumble, easy to dial in, a little more depth or punch, easy to dial in. So went to there, and then finally, I just went into the UA Distressor, which is my new favorite compressor. And I found a plugin on there called like Warm Bass or something. And a lot of time that's how I'll start. I'll just bring up a preset that sounds good, like doesn't like super fat bass, like just sound good, So you choose that and then you dial it in for your needs. So that's exactly what I did, just super easy. The 2 SVTs and a compressor, and gave me the sound that I was looking for. Didn't spend a lot of time on it. I hope it doesn't sound like I didn't spend a lot of time on it, but anyways, pretty easy. I wanted to mention real quick, if you want to know more about tech stuff and gear reviews and demo stuff with basses, I got a couple people I want to recommend to you. First, my man Rodney MCG. Check out his channel on YouTube. He's doing awesome stuff. He's got his Metal Mondays where he's going over just like I said, all sorts of gear reviews, pedal stuff, different basses, talking about songwriting, talking about picking versus finger playing, talking about being in the pocket, how to, what to do in band situations, just how to play along, just a wealth of information. I recommend you check him out, Rodney MCG. The other one I recommend, my man Jeff Hugel, incredible bass player. He's currently the bass player of 6 Feet Under. And I also just heard he's the bass player of Feared, which is Ola England's band. And I had no idea about that, but also a wealth of knowledge there, and just really cool if you want to see some just crazy bass playing. He's the man. Both Rodney too, so both great channels. Check those out, Rodney MCG and Jeff Hugel. Word up to them. So let's get into the specs here a little bit with this gorgeous bass. We got a mahogany body with that sweet black satin finish. I think that's killer. It's like a matte satin there, and this red binding. Man, come on, that's, like I said, as soon as I saw this thing, I knew I had to have it. The red fret markers, really cool. 21 extra jumbo frets with a 34-inch scale. Bolt-on maple neck. Beautiful, fast. I love these. Just fast and soft. Ebony fretboard. Also my fretboard of choice. I believe they're fast as well. Check out these pickups here. In the bridge, we got an EMG LJ HZ, and in the neck, an EMG PHZ. Both passive, and just these cool red covers, which, come on, that looks dope. And for your controls here, tone, a pickup balance for choosing the bridge or the neck, if you want to blend them both, and your volume. And what's interesting is I just realized, so I'm guessing that all the way forward is maybe the neck pickups, all the way back is maybe the bridge pickups, because there's like this center spot that clicks, which is like right in the middle. And when I recorded that song at the beginning, I just had everything all the way up, which is how I do all my guitars, all my basses. I just figure everything all the way up. I never mess with tones, anything like that. But it makes me think, was I just using the neck pickups for that? I don't know. Is this like a guitar where the bridge pickup sounds better for metal stuff? I don't know. So, or is all the way forward the combination? Again, I don't know. Perhaps I should have done more research on that. But for that recording, I just had everything all the way up, which is probably the way I'd play on stage and the way I recommend guys record too, because when you're recording and you have some like these knobs in different places, unless you tape them off, they're gonna get moved. So at any rate, that's that. Some regular LTD tuners there. Well, first let me just show you the front of that headstock there. Sweet LTD logo and kind of like this, I don't know, it's like almost like a yellow camo or something. Frank's signature there. And the LTD tuners. And we got kind of like a star there or something. I don't know if that's like an Anthrax logo or just Frank's thing. Oh, forgot to mention that bridge. Regular LTD DB4 bridge. Super easy to intonate. I intonated it super simply right before making the video, and man, it just couldn't be easier with a bridge like this as opposed to like a Floyd on a guitar or something that just takes forever. Guess that's a gotch, how do you say it? Anyways, just a really cool bass. A lot of basic features, solid and reliable, just the way I like it. This one comes in at around 800 bucks, which is just super affordable for the instrument that you're gonna get. So just something I absolutely recommend if you're looking for something that's reliable, sounds great, it's gonna last you forever. Why would it not? All the ESP instruments last forever, in my opinion. As long as you take care of them, which I take care of my guitars, and I recommend you do the same. If you're interested in maintenance tips, I got tons of tutorials on the channel, so make sure you check those out, as well as my other unboxing videos, other cool stuff, my Everything You Love conversational show. If you're new to the channel, please consider subscribing, and if you're not, thanks for coming back and checking these out. Because I think that's really gonna do it. Maybe a little jam. Let's just see. That's what I got for you guys. Again, thanks so much. Make sure you check out the description below to find out about a Patreon campaign where you can help support the channel, as well as see my guitar instructional DVD, other things I have to offer. I'll leave some links to the guys I mentioned in the video, as well as a link to where you can purchase this guitar. Again, thanks so much for watching, guys, and I'll see you on the next one.